Alright guys, we're back. Finally, after almost a year, we've gotten our 2020 C8 Corvette exactly the way we ordered it. No issues whatsoever. The only issue we had was the same one a lot of people are having, which is the high wing was not at the dealership at the time of delivery. They have promised the delivery of the wing at a later date, and they will install it at my convenience. So that shouldn't be a problem. Hopefully we will get the high wing. We're definitely looking forward to installing that. Now, we've only driven 200 miles on the car. It's been raining here in Florida almost every day. I don't want to drive it in the rain. So we've only got 200 miles on it. Not much I can actually say about the vehicle other than it drives very nice. I personally believe it is underpowered, but the way that they've set up the motor and transmission combination works great to get you up to 60 and possibly the quarter mile. But having owned a few Hellcats and other powerful powered vehicles, I can tell you it is underpowered, and a lot of people are definitely going to want the upgraded versions of the Z06 and on. So having owned it for a week and a half now, we're doing this video just to show you a few faults of the car. We have found 3, and one of which we're actually videotaping right now, and you may not have even noticed yet, but if you look at the rotors here, they rust away right away. You get the surface rust, and it does not take long. You can drive the car, it comes off, and it goes all over your wheels, as you can see right here. All the brake dust and all that, the rust is actually accumulating on the wheels, and it looks like shit shortly after you wash it. It's terrible. It's one of the worst ones I've had in years. I don't understand how they're getting rusted so fast, and just it's really bad. But let's go inside. My son and I noticed a few things about the interior that are actually pretty problematic. One of which is this shiny chrome looking piece that goes across the dash, and it actually goes underneath the radio onto the opposite side on the driver's side. When you're in certain angles and the sun is coming down through the windshield and hits it, it will glare right into your eyes and blind the living hell out of you. This thing actually needs to be blacked out. It cannot be shiny. My son was blinded by it. I was blinded by it during the drive. And it is really bad once it does glare right into your eyes. It is terrible. So that piece underneath the radio and on the opposite side, on the driver's side, the sun hits it, blinds the hell out of you. Then the other thing is, we're going to go around the driver's side, and this is probably the most inconvenient thing we've actually seen on the car, and that is the radio knob. Jesus Christ, they stuck this radio knob next to the stalk that actually has your windshield wiper on it. So every time you go to touch it, to turn the volume up or down, you either hit something on the screen on the radio, or you hit the stalk and it turns on the wipers. I mean, it's a disaster. And my hands aren't even that thick or anything. So anybody with large hands, it's really going to be a problem. But you got to be very careful. You got to get it with 2 fingers. Keep your hand off the screen and turn it left and right. It's really, that button should not be there. It should be down at the center, or even up here on the right hand side, somewhere else other than in here. They stuck it in that corner. But other than that, we haven't noticed anything else on the car. It drives very smooth on the highway. It drives smooth on the street, even on potholes, small potholes that we've gone over. You barely notice you've even gone over anything. It rides really smooth. It rides great. Exhaust tone is a little on the low side when you're not hitting the higher RPMs. Once you get into the higher RPMs, the exhaust note opens up. It really sounds real nice. It's like a muffled sound inside the vehicle. One thing I can say is the vehicle itself feels like a kit car to me. I've owned kit cars in the past, and the car feels like a kit car more than it does a production car. I don't know if other drivers of these vehicles have noticed that, but it feels like you're inside a capsule more than a production vehicle. And it's really weird, and at the same time it's interesting. But very nice car so far. We did take the top off. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. When you take the top off, you got to take the front off, pull it forward, and then back into the trunk. When you go to put it back on, there's two rubber grommets. It's the only thing that there is on the back side back here. It's one grommet here, one grommet over there, two metal pieces that come out of the top and go into the grommet. When my son and I were putting the top on, his side was giving him a hard time to put it in. When I went on that side, we realized that the rubber grommet had gone down into, it had come out of where it goes around the circle, and it was blocking the entrance of that metal piece going into that rubber grommet. It was a 2-minute fix, not a big deal. Pulled out the grommet, put it right back where it goes. But you got to be careful when you go to put it in. If you hit that grommet, it's going to go into the hole, and you can't get the top in there, and it becomes a little bit of a headache to pull it out, get the grommet out, put it back in, and put your top back on. So if you look in there, you'll see the rubber grommets, one on each side on the back over here. Just be careful putting those in there. Maybe a little silicone might even help to slide that metal piece into the rubber grommets. Maybe they're just a little bit on the dry side. But other than that, we haven't really noticed anything else. We're going to continue to experiment with the vehicle over the next week or two, come back with the video for you guys, and hopefully some of this information will help some of you out. Thank you for watching our channel. Have a great day.